Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys having a good Monday or Tuesday. My name is Marlon, and this is episode 43 of Mushroom Sitting in Minecraft. And just so you know, folks, I didn't really guarantee you guys or promised you that I was gonna, well, certainly play Kingdom Hearts 2 for you guys today. I mean, I only said maybe. But anyway, how are you guys doing? For me, I just got out of work, and right now I am doing the weather for you guys. And then after that, we'll get into Minecraft. That part will be... that will happen at around probably 7 o'clock. So what do we got at the top screen? First things first, it is currently 68 degrees with overcast skies. Today's high was 68 degrees for the high. For the low, 61. We had some showers. Although, yeah, there were some showers actually just earlier today. Tomorrow, there is going to be another round of showers with a high of 72 and a low of 61. And for Wednesday, same story, but for the high, 81, low 68. And also, same story on Thursday, with some scattered showers and possibly some thunderstorms to go along with it. On Thursday, with a high of 91 and a low of 72. For Friday, could be another round of showers and storms with a high of 84 and a low of 66. Saturday, also another round of showers with a high of 84 and a low of 70. And Sunday, also another round for showers with a high of 88 and a low of 72. Well, this is, I don't know if I want to call that a convincing forecast, folks, but I'll give you the rundown for you guys. So this is how I'm going to give you the national weather discussions to give you guys a better sense of what we're dealing with. In the meantime, let's talk about the active weather alerts. So we got two that are in Minnesota, and one of them is extremely serious, being the one that's being observed right now with a hail size estimated to be about 1.5 inches in diameter, which happens to be a ping pong size hail, and the damage threat is considerable. And according to this says, this is a particularly dangerous situation, take cover now. So let's check out the tornado warning, folks, right now. Of course, in addition to two tornado warnings in Minnesota, there are 18 severe thunderstorm warnings in Mississippi, Alabama, Montana, North Carolina, Nebraska, and Iowa, along with Canada. There are 8 flash flood warnings in Texas, West Virginia, Mississippi, North Carolina, Florida, and Virginia. And there are 12 special weather statements in Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, Louisiana, Alabama, I think I said Mississippi. Now let's check the non-precipitation type of active weather alerts. There are 10 extreme heat warnings throughout the country, but I'm not going to go over that because that would be overkill on my part. There are 5 air quality alerts scattered throughout the country, 82 flood warnings, and 21 red flag warnings. So in association with all the extreme heat warnings, there are 21 red flag warnings. So let's go to the one with the tornado warnings. So let's go find that tornado, and it's located both in Aiken, Minnesota, and Watkins, Minnesota. Now let's find the nearest radar, single site radar, the one that's close to the National Weather Service, and it's located in here. That's correlation coefficient. Yep. Now let me go to the radar reflectivity radar. And so far, I don't know if I want to consider this as a hook echo, but that could be it. Now let's check the radial velocity, what we got so far. That's the radar. Where's the radar? Right there. Alright. So far, this is what I'm seeing, folks. This could be it. Now, let me see the correlation coefficient again. I mean, plenty of debris because of all the towns that's surrounding that are all over the tornado warning. But let me play the radar for you guys just to get a sense of what we're dealing with right now. It's moving towards the east-northeast. Yeah, it looks like a hook echo may be forming somewhere in the middle of the tornado warning. Let me use the radar reflectivity just to see what we're dealing with. And for the most part, it looks like as though they could be near Kimball, Minnesota. Probably moving to the east-northeast, I mean. Okay, so now let's check the other tornado warning, and the closest one is in Duluth. Do have one that's located here. You got the stronger windward, well, the eastward moving winds, which can indicate a tornado right around Trumald. Let's check the radar reflectivity. There's a lot of precipitation surrounding it from what it looks like, probably this part here. Correlation coefficient. Let's take a look. Well, there's some debris just west of Trumald. We won't go further into that, but we'll check back in a later time. Let's check the other parts of the country right now, folks. To see what we're dealing with, folks. Okay. In the northeast, we do have plenty of showers all along the Delaware River Valley, parts of the New York City area, and as well as the Hudson Valley, and especially parts of the capital region of upstate New York, and as well as some showers throughout the northern part of the Delmarva Peninsula, eastern Pennsylvania. But not yet in terms of storms, I don't think so, but New England, for the most part, it's mostly clear. You go down south towards Virginia, West Virginia, well, there are some thunderstorms and showers that are moving through both states, with one flash flood warning on the eastern part of West Virginia, and another one near Charleston, the state capital of West Virginia. There are also flood warnings right somewhere along the I-95 corridor between Richmond and Washington. So far, there's only just a bunch of rainmakers, thunderstorms right now, and there is an area of surface low pressure just located in northern West Virginia, with a stationary front that's become a cold front as it exits through the Outer Banks, reaches the surface low, then becomes a stationary front. But to the west, there's a stationary front that swings through along the Ohio River Valley through Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. Other than that, there are thunderstorms, strong thunderstorms with some small hail and damaging winds, and as well as flash flood warning in Greensboro, North Carolina. In South Carolina, I mean, there are some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the northwestern part of the state. Go down towards Georgia, where scattered showers and pop-up thunderstorms are spread throughout the southern part of Georgia, and as well as a few parts of northern part of Georgia, just outside of the Atlanta area. We go down to Florida, where there are plenty of thunderstorms, just widespread amount of scattered thunderstorms all over the panhandle of Florida, and just a little bit in the southern half of Florida, but nothing as widespread as northern Florida. Tennessee, you're dealing with some thunderstorms, lines of which moving towards the northeast, and some thunderstorms have been occurring throughout the eastern part of the state. Plenty of severe thunderstorm warnings in both Alabama and Mississippi, as well as special weather statements in both states, and a flash flood warning in Columbus, Mississippi. lot of storms are rolling along the states of Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, folks. New Orleans, for the most part, they're only experiencing some few showers, cloudy skies. Thunderstorms are slowly approaching from Baton Rouge, and plenty of big old downpours throughout the northeastern part of Louisiana, moving towards Mississippi, Arkansas. They're getting thunderstorms right now, with a low pressure center located in the northwestern part of the state, moving towards or spinning right around the low pressure, moving towards the northeast right now. As for Texas, most of Texas remains dry, though there are some showers and thunderstorms in the western part of Texas. In the southern tip, lots of big old rainfall all throughout the southern part. Near Houston in southeastern Texas, there's a lot of strong thunderstorms, but not enough to issue special weather statements there. But it's enough to lead to some flood warnings and flash flood warnings there. But in the rest of the state, like the Panhandle and the northeastern and center part of Texas, it's mostly dry though. Oklahoma, dry. Now we go towards the Ohio Valley, where there are plenty of showers and thunderstorms all throughout the bluegrass state, with a special weather statement located to the south of Louisville, Kentucky. Scattered showers throughout Columbus, and even just some scattered clouds just south of Cleveland right now. Scattered some thunderstorms moving in through places like Illinois and Indiana, the southern half of Indiana. Illinois, though, there are some pop-up thunderstorms right now in the northern half of the state, but just outside of Chicago, though. Plenty of thunderstorms moving in towards the Windy City right now, but it's only about it's in a matter of a few hours, folks. In Michigan, the lower peninsula of Michigan is all dry, just some scattered showers and thunderstorms in some parts of the upper peninsula of Michigan, and plenty of thunderstorms moving across Wisconsin right now. Minnesota, they have tornado warnings, and we believe to have a third tornado warning right now, and it looks like as though this one has been issued recently. And this one may be the same one that we've covered just near Duluth, though. Okay, so let's go back to here, and just to see if there are any changes to anything so far. For the most part, just a little kink to it. What about the velocity radar? Well, let me see what we got. So you got that radar there. There's a little bit of drag right here with a bunch of winds moving in that direction, which means that there's a new tornado warning right now that's moving in towards that direction right now. But only time will tell, just to see how long will it last. Let's go back to here. Elsewhere throughout Minnesota, well, plenty of severe thunderstorms and tornadoes all across the Thousand Lakes state, moving through the state towards the east, towards Wisconsin and Lake Superior. Iowa, you're looking at one severe thunderstorm warning near Sioux City. Plenty of thunderstorms just crossing the Mississippi right now, and another one coming from South Dakota and Nebraska, about to deliver more severe thunderstorm warnings in a matter of minutes or hours from now. Elsewhere, just nothing much to talk about, just a few spotty showers here and there. And now we talk about Missouri, where in the south and eastern parts of Missouri, plenty of thunderstorms now moving towards the northeast right now. Kansas, you're only seeing just spotty areas of clouds and showers. And in Nebraska, just about a similar story on the western half. But, however, there are pop-up thunderstorms right now that are brewing through the northeastern corner of the state, with 3 severe thunderstorm warnings that have been issued. And it's all because of these storms that are coming from South Dakota, and they've been popping up in the northeastern corner of the state. And as for South Dakota, the southeastern part of the state, they're moving in towards Iowa, Nebraska, and Minnesota, yet the worst of which is moving in towards Nebraska and Iowa. Elsewhere throughout South Dakota, nothing much is to talk about because there's nothing there. Just about a couple of showers and thunderstorms in the northern half of the state. Scattered clouds and showers rolling through North Dakota right now, with two areas of low pressure just right along the North Dakota Minnesota border. And in Montana, there are 2 severe thunderstorm warnings and a flash flood warning just southwest of Billings. Though in the southern half of the state, there are plenty of thunderstorms. Some of them are severe. Moving across towards the east, Iowa, in central Iowa, there are plenty of scattered showers and some few thunderstorms throughout that part of the state. But in the northern tip, all is quiet. Just a few pop-up showers, yet dissipating right now. Southern part of Idaho, it's all just nothing much going on except for a few clouds that are occurring throughout that part of the state, and it looks like clouds are forming just south of Twin Falls, Wyoming. From what it looks like, there's plenty of wet weather, thunderstorms popping up right now, moving in towards the northeast right now. Colorado, well, you're looking at some showers and thunderstorms, with one just popping up right now, moving in towards the east, yet dissipating somewhat. Fort Collins also dealing with thunderstorms right now. It's quite dry on the western half of Colorado, with red flag warnings, especially some excessive heat warnings, along with much of Utah, going into western and southern New Mexico, especially in Arizona, south and western Nevada, and southeastern California. Utah, for the most part, they do have some scattered clouds and showers, but nothing to talk about in terms of severe weather. Similar story throughout Nevada. Nothing much going on right now. All right, and what about New Mexico? Just plenty of showers and thunderstorms in the southeastern corner of the state, and just a little bit of clouds and showers in the northeastern corner of the state. Maybe a few rumbles of thunder in some areas. Arizona, completely dry. California, mostly dry. Just nothing much is going on. Just a few clouds and showers in the northern part of the state right now. And as we move towards the Pacific Northwest, where there are plenty of showers and thunderstorms just brewing through the eastern half and the central parts of Oregon, moving towards Idaho. Some scattered showers are present throughout parts of Washington State, but yet it's moving towards the northeast right now with, from what it looks like, a red flag warning right now. The conditions are very dry there in the west. And, well, we're going to get to Minecaft in about a couple minutes, but right now we're going to talk about the weather. But don't worry, folks. I mean, of course, got to do Minecaft, just so you know, folks. Now we move on towards the weather right now. And what does it look like to you? Well, actually, right now you're looking at temperatures right now that are taking place throughout places like in the Northeast, where you're seeing the majority of coastlines throughout the Northeast getting some good amount of sea breeze, up to 20 miles an hour though. In the inland areas, just no more than 20 miles an hour though. And in New England, you have winds coming mostly from the southeast, blowing towards the north and northeast. In places like the Connecticut Shore, Long Island, New Jersey, and even the Delmarva Peninsula, you're getting winds coming from the west, but shifting towards the north. Virginia, you're getting winds that are coming from the northeast, but shifting towards the west, but becoming light and variable as it moves towards West Virginia. Then you have Maine with temperatures that are in the 60s to mid 70s. New England overall do have temperatures that are in the 60s to mid 70s. Upstate New York, temperatures are in the mid 60s to mid 70s, especially the greater New York City area, Pennsylvania as well, and especially the Delmarva Peninsula and Western Maryland. Temperature in Washington, D.C., temperatures are in the upper 60s to low 70s. West Virginia, temperatures are in the upper 60s to mid 70s. Virginia, temperatures overall in the upper 60s to mid 70s. Then you go to, although in West Virginia winds are light and variable though, but on the eastern tip, it looks like as though winds are moving towards the northwest, but moving at up to 20 miles an hour. But in the southwestern corner of Virginia, winds are coming from the southwest, blowing at no more than 15 miles an hour. Carolinas, North Carolina, most of the winds are light and variable, but the outer banks and the coastal parts of North Carolina, you do have winds that are moving towards the northeast right now, blowing at up to 30 miles an hour in a few areas. South Carolina, you get winds that are blowing towards the northeast, blowing at around 25 miles an hour in some areas, especially the coastline, up to 30. Temperature-wise, throughout the Carolinas, they're in the upper 70s to upper 80s. Georgia, you're getting winds that are blowing at around up to 25 miles an hour, blowing towards the northeast with temperatures that are in the 80s. Florida. In the panhandle of Florida, winds are coming from the Gulf, blowing at around 25 to 30 miles an hour in a few areas as the maximum. But in the peninsula part of Florida, particularly in the Atlantic coast of South Florida, you get winds coming from the southeast, blowing at about 25 miles an hour, but shifting towards the northeast though. In the Gulf Coast of Florida, in the southern part of Florida, winds mostly paralleling through the west coast, becoming light and variable though, but regardless it'll blow towards the north and northeast. Temperatures throughout the Sunshine State are in the 80s. Tennessee, winds are generally, in the two-thirds of the eastern part of the eastern two-thirds of Tennessee, winds are blowing towards the northeast with maximum sustained winds of up to 25 to 30 miles an hour, though. In western third of Tennessee, winds are blowing up to 25 miles an hour to the north. Temperatures are in the upper 70s to low 80s. Alabama, Mississippi, you get winds that are generally blowing towards the north with temperatures, and they're blowing, Alabama just up to 25, Mississippi up to 30. Temperatures throughout both states are in the upper 70s to mid 80s. Arkansas, you do have winds that are somewhat light, but in the southeastern part of the state, it's up to 30 miles an hour, blowing towards the northeast, but there's an area of low pressure, meaning that winds are moving counterclockwise in either northern Arkansas and southern Missouri. The temperatures throughout Arkansas are in the 80s. Louisiana, winds are generally blowing towards the northeast. In some areas, just up to 30 miles an hour. Others just a little lighter, with temperatures that are in the upper 70s to low 80s. Texas. Whew. Texas, in the panhandle part of Texas, winds are blowing towards the north up to 25, 30, or even up to 40 miles an hour. Western tip of Texas, winds are very light and variable there. Southern part of Texas, so winds are blowing up to 30 miles an hour, blowing towards the north. And you have, as well as the southeastern part of Texas as well, but blowing up to 25 miles an hour. Northeastern Texas, winds are shifting towards the northeast, but some areas may be light and variable, but others, either blowing towards the east or blowing towards the north. And they're blowing at up to 25 to 30 miles an hour in areas where there are winds that are not light and variable. In the panhandle of Texas, you do have temperatures that are in the 90s, as well as western Texas, in a few areas just a little bit into the triple digits. And in southern Texas, temperatures are in the mid 80s to mid 90s. In eastern Texas, you do have temperatures that are in the mid 70s to low 80s to upper 80s there. In Killeen, 93. Northeastern Texas, temperatures are in the upper 80s to mid 90s. Oklahoma, you have much of the state with winds blowing towards the north, but the western part of the state, they're blowing at about up to 40 miles an hour there. And in the eastern part of Oklahoma, winds are blowing towards the southeast. Temperature-wise, they are in the 80s to low 90s. Let's go to the Ohio Valley, where winds are very light there in Ohio, light and variable, especially in Indiana. Illinois, also kind of light, but winds are moving towards the north, blowing at no more than 20 miles an hour, with the exception of the lake shore, with winds blowing at about 25, 30 miles an hour. Kentucky, up to 25 miles per hour in the central western part of the state, blowing towards the northeast, though. Temperatures in Kentucky are in the 70s to low 80s. Ohio, they're in the 70s. Indiana, 70s to low 80s. Illinois, temperatures are in the 70s to upper 70s to mid 80s. Michigan and Wisconsin, winds are mostly blowing towards the north. In Michigan, it's very light, up to 10 or 20 miles an hour near the central eastern part of lower peninsula Michigan. Upper peninsula Michigan, there are winds that are blowing up to 25 miles per hour, blowing towards the north. Wisconsin also blowing towards the north, but the northwestern part of the state, winds are blowing at about 30 to 35 or even 40 miles an hour there. Temperatures in the lower peninsula of Michigan, they're in the upper 70s to upper 80s. Upper peninsula Michigan, temperatures are in the upper 60s to mid 70s. Wisconsin, temperatures are in the 70s to mid 80s. Minnesota, well, you're looking at Minnesota, and winds are moving counterclockwise in the northern part of the state, having winds that are light there, but elsewhere throughout Minnesota, especially just outside of Duluth, well, you do have winds that are blowing at about up to 25, 30, or even 35 miles an hour. Southern part of Minnesota, winds are blowing towards the northeast, but end up becoming part of that counterclockwise wind flow near Walker, Minnesota. Temperatures throughout Minnesota in the northern part of the state, they're in the 60s to low 70s. Southern part of the state, 70s to low 80s. Iowa, you get winds mostly blowing towards the north and the northern edge of the state. They're blowing at about 30 miles an hour, maybe a little higher in some areas. Southeastern part of the state, they're light and variable winds occur there. Temperatures throughout the state are in the 70s to mid 80s. Missouri, winds are becoming somewhat light and variable, but in the northwestern corner of the state, winds are blowing up to 25 miles per hour towards the north, but there is an area of counterclockwise flows somewhere either in northern Arkansas and southern Missouri. As I've said earlier, temperatures there are going to be in the upper 70s to upper 80s. In Kansas, winds are generally blowing towards the north, though, blowing up to 30 to 35 miles an hour. But southeastern corner of Kansas, just light and variable winds there, with temperatures in the 80s to mid 90s. Nebraska, the western part of the state, winds are blowing towards the west, with winds in some areas blowing at about 30 35 miles an hour. In the eastern part of the state, winds they're coming from the south but shifting towards the northeast, blowing at up to 25, 30, or even up to 40 miles per hour in some areas. Winds are light and variable in the central part of Nebraska. Temperatures all over Nebraska are in the 80s to low 90s. In the Dakotas, you do have winds that are generally blowing either from the north or from the northwest, but diverge in South Dakota, where in the east, winds are blowing towards the east, blowing at up to 35 miles per hour. In the western half of South Dakota, winds are shifting towards the southwest, blowing it up to 30 miles per hour there. North Dakota in the southeastern part of the state, temperatures, oh no, winds are blowing at up to 30 miles per hour there. In South Dakota, the temperatures are in the 70s to mid 80s. North Dakota, temperatures are in the 70s. Then we move on to Montana, where winds are very light and variable throughout much of the state, with the exception of eastern Montana, where winds are blowing from the northwest, shifting towards the southwest, blowing it up to 30 miles per hour there, with temperatures that are in the, well, they range from 62 in Bozeman to 77 in either Kalispell and Glasgow, Montana. Idaho, winds are generally blowing from the west, but winds are stronger in the southern part of the state near Idaho Falls, blowing at up to 30-35 miles per hour there. Temperatures in the northern half of the state, they're in the 60s. Southern part of Idaho, temperatures are in the 70s to upper 80s there. Wyoming, western half of the state, winds are stronger, blowing, in southwestern Wyoming, they're blowing at about up to 40, maybe up to 50 miles per hour there. But in the eastern part of Wyoming, they're coming from either the north or from the east, and they're converging in the Rocky Mountains. The winds are blowing up to 25 miles per hour, maybe up to 30 in some areas. Temperatures all across Wyoming, they're in the 70s to mid 80s. You go to Colorado, where you do have, let me see if we got someone in the chat. Not much going on. Okay. Just had to make sure, folks. Okay, so Colorado, you're getting light and variable winds throughout much of southeastern Colorado. In northeastern Colorado, winds are coming from the east, yet they're converging in the Rocky Mountains, blowing it up to 30 miles per hour. Not in the eastern part of Colorado, but many parts are light and variable, as I said. The western part of Colorado, winds are generally blowing from the west, blowing in some places up to 40 miles per hour, other areas up to 30. But regardless, we're going to look at the temperatures. So temperatures range from 88 in Colorado Springs to 100 in Grand Junction. In the northern part of Utah, winds are generally blowing from the west, blowing in the northwestern part, throughout the areas near Salt Lake City. The winds are very light there. Elsewhere throughout northern Utah, winds are blowing at about up to 30 miles per hour, maybe a little higher in some areas. In the southern half of Utah, winds are stronger, blowing towards the northeast, but the wind speed is about past 40 miles per hour in some areas. Temperatures in the northern part of the state, they're in the 80s to mid 90s. And in southern Utah, temperatures are in the upper 80s to mid hundreds. Nevada, you have in the northern half of the state, winds are blowing towards the east at about 30 miles per hour. In the southern half, winds are blowing towards the northeast, moving at about up to 35 miles per hour there. In some areas, we do have temperatures in the northern half of the state. They're in the 80s. In the southern half, 90s to upper hundreds. You have New Mexico and Arizona, so winds winds are generally blowing towards the northeast in Arizona, but in the southeastern corner of the state, they're shifting towards the southeast. New Mexico, much of the state is moving towards the east, but shifting towards the northeast, though. Yet in southwestern New Mexico, winds are moving towards the southeast, though. In southeastern New Mexico, winds are coming from the southeast, blowing towards the northeast. Elsewhere, it's light and variable, though. Wind speed throughout Arizona, the maximum is up to 40 miles per hour, maybe a little higher in a few areas. In New Mexico, About similar story as Arizona, though. Temperatures in northern throughout New Mexico are in the 90s to mid hundreds. Arizona, you have in the northern part of the state, temperatures are in the mid 80s to low hundreds. Southern part of the state, well, Alpine's at 82. The southern part of the state, they're well in the triple digits right now. It's scorching hot there. In California, what do we got in California? So, California, you have the coastal part of California. You do have winds that are blowing up to 30, maybe 40 miles per hour in some areas, maybe a little higher. But in Southern California, winds are lighter there along the coast, but winds are stronger just northeast of LA, just blowing at about up to 30 miles per hour there, maybe a little higher, especially in the Sierra Nevadas. Winds blowing towards inland, towards the northeast in Southern California. Northern California, they're blowing towards the east in general. What do we got for temperatures throughout this Golden State? 75 in San Diego, 111 in Indio, 91 in LA, 98 in Bakersfield, 97 in Fresno. Temperatures are in the 70s to low 80s in the Bay Area, San Francisco, 88 in Sacramento and Chico, 91 in Redding, and 57 in Eureka. The Pacific Northwest, most wind speeds there are no more than 20 miles per hour, but in the Cascades, winds are blowing at about up to 30 miles per hour. Their winds are blowing generally towards the east, though, coming from the coast. Throughout Oregon, temperatures are in the 70s to low 80s. Washington State, temperatures are in the low 70s to mid 80s. Now let's take a look at the overall gust, map of gusts throughout the country. Not much is going on in the northeast, just up to 40 miles per hour there, especially in the southeast, lower Mississippi Valley. But however, some of them may have to do with severe weather, though. Southern Texas up to 50 miles per hour. The Great Plains about up to 40-45 miles per hour. Similar story in the northern plains, upper Mississippi Valley. Some places in the west blowing at past 60 miles per hour in terms of gusts. Maybe a little higher, though. Particularly in Utah, the Rocky Mountains, Great Basin, and Sierra Nevadas, and even the immediate coastal parts of California. Take a look at the humidity. So we got very low humidity throughout much of the west. Plenty of humidity throughout the mid-Atlantic, parts of the northeast, lower Mississippi Valley, mid-Mississippi Valley, and the upper Mississippi Valley, and as well as northern Minnesota too. Rainfall accumulation. So what do we got for rainfall accumulation? So the estimates throughout Pennsylvania they're up to an inch of rain in the mid-Atlantic, like Virginia and the Carolinas, just up to about 3 inches of rain there. Mid-Mississippi Valley, up to 3 to 4 inches of rain, just a little higher in local areas, especially western Indiana, just up to 2 inches of rain, especially in Iowa and eastern Minnesota. Eastern Minnesota, about 4 to 6 to 8 inches of rain in the northern part of the state. In the Central Plains, about up to 4 to 6 inches of rain there in some areas. Now we take a look at the upper level winds. So what do we got? Let's assume that this is right now. What do we got? So basically what we have here is that we do have an upper level high just located in northern Mexico. We do have a trough located in the lower Mississippi Valley, maybe a little bit that's connected near Chicago. And there's another trough located over Oregon, and a ridge just over the Carolina coast. A ridge along with the upper level high pressure just located in the desert southwest, which means there's plenty of wet weather to go around in the southeast, and as well as parts of the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Great Lakes region, and especially the parts of the Great Basin too. Let's go to tomorrow night. So by tomorrow night, there's going to be a trough that's going to be over the Dakotas. A small trough located over the lower Mississippi Valley. And I think there is one just over northern Ontario, near Hudson Lake. No, Hudson Bay. And a big ridge just over the Carolina coast. And another one just over Southern California. Which means that there's going to be a wet weather event, possibly strong to severe weather in parts of the Great Plains, mid-Mississippi Valley, the Southeast, and the Mid-Atlantic. As well as parts of the Pacific Northwest, though. But we'll look into it, folks. Now, what about Wednesday night? So by Wednesday night, there is going to be an upper-level high that's going to be off of the Carolina coast, which could be treated as a ridge. Another ridge just over the desert southwest. A trough over the Mississippi Valley, the upper Mississippi Valley. Which means that there's going to be a lot of wet weather throughout the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, parts of the South. And especially the West Coast, parts of the Great Basin too. And even in the Northern Plains, just a little bit though. And finally, by Thursday night, sorry about that, there's going to be a large upper level low just located off of the British Columbia coast. But it's going to lead to a trough and another trough just over Ontario and Quebec. And there's going to be a two big ridges, one off of the East Coast and another one off over the Rockies. So what does this mean? There's going to be a lot of strong weather in the west, and as well as the east too. Now, let's go to back to Radar Omega right now, right here. And now let's talk about, okay, so let's see what oh, there's a lot of tornado warnings in Minnesota. Oh, shit. This is just awful. Boy. But we'll come back to that. Take a look at the temperatures for tomorrow morning. Sorry about that. So there's going to be a lot of warm lows throughout much of the south, but really warm lows in the southeast and Louisiana. Plenty of mild lows throughout the Midwest and parts of the Northeast too, and the desert Southwest. Very chilly temperatures in parts of the Great Basin and parts of the Rockies and the Cascades region and the Sierra Nevadas. By tomorrow night, there is going to be a lot of heat throughout places like the Southeast, Texas, lower Mississippi Valley, excessive heat throughout New Mexico and Texas, desert Southwest, Central Valley, California. Chilly, mild temperatures throughout parts of New England. By Wednesday morning, there's going to be plenty of warm lows throughout the South, Mid-Atlantic, but it gets really warm along the Carolina coast and Mid-Atlantic. Plenty of warmth for the lows in the desert Southwest and parts of the Central Valley, California. Very cold weather throughout the Rockies and the Sierra and the Cascades, I mean. By Wednesday night, there's going to be a lot of heat all over the Mid-Atlantic, the Southeast, Lower Mississippi Valley, Texas, Desert Southwest, California, Great Basin. There's going to be chilly highs in the Cascades region and even some parts of Maine. For Thursday morning, there's going to be plenty of warm lows throughout the South, the Mid-Atlantic, and especially going up in parts of the Northeast, too. There's also going to be some warm lows throughout the Great Basin, the Desert Southwest, and Central Valley, California. There's going to be plenty of chilly weather throughout parts of the Pacific Northwest and the Rockies, too. And finally, Thursday night, there's going to be a lot of heat throughout the East Coast. And the worst if the heat is in the central part of the country, the Great Plains, Texas, Lower Mississippi Valley, Great Basin, Desert Southwest, much of California. We got plenty of moisture, excessive moisture throughout the South, the Mississippi Valley, parts of the Great Lakes region, the Mid-Atlantic. There's some moisture, plenty of it throughout the Northeast and the Northern Plains too. And a little bit in the Bay Area, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. Tomorrow night there is so much humidity all across the South, just anywhere east of the Rockies, I should say, just a lot of humidity. And especially parts of the coastal part of the Pacific Northwest and the Bay Area of San Francisco. Wednesday morning, there's going to be a lot of humidity anywhere east of the Rockies and even much of the West Coast, too. Wednesday night, plenty of humidity, just located just on the anywhere just east of the Rockies, but just only on the eastern half of the Great Plains, plus Texas, and even just a little bit in some parts of the West Coast. Thursday morning. By Thursday morning, there's going to be a lot of humidity throughout the South, the Northeast, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes region, good amount throughout the Northern Plains. And finally, by Thursday night, there's going to be a lot of humidity throughout much of the South, the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, and especially Great Lakes and the Great Plains too, Upper Mississippi Valley as well. Now let's take a look at the Cape. Hold on just a moment, folks. Now let's take a look at the Cape. So what do we got for Cape? There is a lot of Cape all along the Gulf Coast, folks. A large amount of Cape throughout the rest of the South, Ohio Valley, the Great Plains, and the Mississippi Valley too, parts of the Rockies as well. Tomorrow night, there is a lot of convection all across the south central part of the country, particularly the lower Mississippi Valley, the southern plains, eastern Texas, A lot of Cape throughout the rest of the Great Plains, Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes region, especially in the Mid-Atlantic, the Southeast. It gets worse in the Carolinas for those who live in the East Coast. Wednesday morning, there is going to be a lot of Cape throughout the Gulf Coast and even parts of the Mid-Atlantic. The rest of the South, there is going to be there's going to be plenty of Cape, especially the Ohio Valley and parts of the Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes region, Northern Plains. Sorry about that. A lot of convection all across the Mississippi Valley, Texas, Southern Plains, Ohio Valley. The rest of the South and the Mid-Atlantic, especially parts of the New York City area, will get plenty of Cape, a lot of Cape, especially in upstate New York, parts of the Northeast too, Great Lakes, Northern Plains as well. By Thursday morning, there is going to be plenty of Cape throughout the Gulf Coast, a lot of it, especially the rest of the South, Mid-Atlantic and parts of the Northeast too, Florida. Finally, lots of Cape all across the South, even a lot of Cape in New England, especially throughout the rest of the Great Plains, Upper Mississippi Valley, Great Lakes. Let's go to precipitation. So what do we got for precipitation? Go here to composite reflectivity. So by tomorrow morning, there's going to be some clouds that will occur throughout the Northeast, just some showers in the Mid-Atlantic, plenty of thunderstorms along the Outer Banks and the Carolina coast, plenty of thunderstorms all across the Mississippi Valley and the Ohio Valley, and as well as the Central Plains too. Even some parts of the Great Lakes region will get some thunderstorms going, especially in some parts of the Rockies. Tomorrow night, there's going to be a lot of storms rolling across the middle part of the East Coast, eastern part of the U.S. Ohio Valley, interior South, Ohio... well, I already did say Ohio Valley. Great Lakes region, Upper Mississippi Valley, Great Plains, parts of the Rockies too. Some clouds and showers all across the Sunshine State in the lower Mississippi Valley. Wednesday morning, there's going to be plenty of storms to go around throughout parts of the Northeast. Plenty of storms, lots of them in the central Mississippi Valley. Some clouds and showers throughout the Gulf Coast. And even some showers throughout the Pacific Northwest on the coastal side. By Wednesday night, there's going to be more storms brewing all across the Northeast. Even the rest of the East Coast. Some parts, though, just south of Washington. And there's plenty of storms to go around throughout the Southern Plains, Mid-Mississippi Valley, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes region, and even the Northern Plains. And even parts of the Pacific Northwest will get some showers. By Thursday morning, there's going to be plenty of storms in the Great Lakes region. Scattered showers and storms in some parts of the South. And even the Northern Plains, Upper Mississippi Valley. Stray clouds and showers, some parts of the West Coast. Finally, by Thursday night, there's going to be plenty of showers, clouds, and some storms in Florida, as well as plenty of thunderstorms and some severe weather. There could be potential for severe weather throughout the East Coast, though. And as well as the northern half of the Great Plains region, and as well as scattered showers and clouds throughout the Rockies, but some parts in the northern Rockies, some storms, maybe severe weather or two. Maybe a few clouds and showers throughout the West Coast, though, but nothing too dramatic. Nothing too worthy of talking about in terms of precipitation, though. Nothing much. Enough said. Alright, folks, that's it for the weather discussion. We will do the weather topic of the day at the end of the stream, which ends at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. But now I'm going to play the radar for you guys. And of course, there are 6 severe tornado warnings all across Minnesota. But I'll probably deal with that in another time since I want to focus on gaming with you guys. So let's get this started. Let me play the radar for you guys, and let's transition the scene to here. And this says you've got a brand new key. Yeah, you damn right, we got a brand new key. Alright, now where do we left off? Well, we were going to finish the northern part of the city. So let's continue finishing this work here. This is northern 65th Avenue, the edge of the northern edge of Mushroom Kingdom County, which happens to be the entirety of the city. Oh boy, I'm so tired, folks. But the show must go on. Well, it's cloudy right now. And things are not quite thrilling, if you know what I mean. So how are you guys doing today? Anybody having a good day, or rather have great days ahead? I'm Marlon, by the way, and this is episode 43 of Mushroom City in Minecraft. Yeah, the reason why I'm doing weather discussions earlier, it's because I just feel too tired to talk. Because of, so much talking, and I lose my voice afterwards, whether I talk a lot or not. That's just weed in me. Yeah. Oh yeah, guys, if you haven't noticed that this Saturday I'm actually gonna be celebrating my birthday, but the thing is, streaming, I'm afraid that I might not be able to stream on Saturday because I'll be out of town because I gotta go pick up a car. And once I do, then see what happens. The sun is rising right now in the city. Oh boy. Well, I can't really clone right now. Sorry about that. Alright, so now I gotta get to the part where I would just duplicate this road right here to the one to the east. North 60th. Alright. Oh yeah, and Friday, and there's not much of a chance that I'm going to be able to stream for you guys. because I'll be starting to leave town. Excellent. Oh yeah, folks, there's this one video that really got me laughing so hard. It was about Shark Puppet eating hot wings. And the later part was definitely the funniest of all time, in my book, so far. And, you know, for some reason, based on the view of Shark Puppet screaming and the guy, the host of the Hot Ones, well, he's not really the host, he's just Shark Puppet's dad. Anyway, yeah, from my perspective, it looked like as though that this is what it looks like if someone were to date Shark Puppet. He'd be screaming everywhere, giving you an ear rape. That was super hilarious. Whew, boy. What a day, folks, right? What a fucking day. There we go. Yep. Shark Puppet's funny, you know. I just can't believe Shark Puppet has kids. And a human dad. I'm like, how's that possible? I mean, he had to be adopted. He had to be adopted. There we go. Boom! Boom! That's how we do it. This is how we do it. Dun, 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 dun. This is how we do it. Oh, boy, I'm so tired. I can never get enough. I can never say that enough. But you know, the struggle is real. Excellent. So far, so good. Nothing much to complain about. There we go. Now let's clone this part. The sun is setting in the city right now. Alright, let's do this. Whoops. Fuel. You guys remember SpongeBob, the episode when when SpongeBob blew a whistle that said loser, loser. And it's all because of some lame-ass sea cucumber guy. Fuck it, was his name Kevin? You think his name is Kevin? He's the bigger loser. Then he ended up getting stung up by King Jellyfish. Just means that he chooses not to be respectful. What a dick. What a fucking dick. Alright, so now that this part is over, now what do we do? Well, I'm kidding. Well, I still have, still need to find that, to go to that intersection where I need to put in 65. This one is in 65. Yep. Now let's go back to downtown. Approaching downtown, so here we go. Yep, we're in downtown right now. Yeah, you can see the difference, folks. Definitely see the difference. Man, this is a complete contrast to like back over there. Now I guess we can get started on building a roundabout here and there. Not really. Still got a long way to do. Why? Because we got to expand the city. Hold on, let me mute the mic. Not really. It's already been dealt with. What do I do now? Okay. I guess I can determine the... Might as well just determine the... Oh, I don't know. The, let's... You know, find a place just for me to leave marks, you know, for me to duplicate stuff. Let's go ahead and do that. Ready? Okay, we started at 1:14:45. Now, where's the end? Yep, that's the end. Hold on just a minute. Okay, 20. Okay, so that's it, huh? So that's it. Okay. Let's see. 20. Let me guess. Okay. So I got 114.45. 116.20. 15.45. That's 190. About 95 seconds. Make that 100. Yeah, about 95 seconds. Yeah, it's a pretty long road, folks. And I mean a long road. A long road. And the sun is rising from the east, so it's going to be morning in the city. Oh man, more background music. Let's start off up north, and then we'll make our way down south. Boy, this is going to take a lot longer, folks. And I mean a lot longer than this. Okay. There we go. That's the end. Make that 100 seconds. Ready. Ready. Open fire. No, 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 no. $95 seconds. Make that. Yeah, definitely 95 seconds, but make that 100 for the most part. 100 seconds, so that means 140, about 120, 140. Oh boy. Man, I keep swerving. Swerving like mad. 121.40. Here it comes. Oh boy, yeah, I exceeded the limit. Looks like we got a long way back to deal with. I mean, a long way back. Horses haven't spawned. Okay. Yeah, it does take a long while. Hold on, let me mute the mic. We're back. Okay. Now we gotta do the same thing for the south side. Oh boy, it's a nightmare. But you know somebody's gotta do it, and that's moi. You know what I mean? Okay, here it comes. Yeah, we're on the south side. Hold on, I'm getting something. Okay, here we are. This is the south side. Okay. Set myself just to position. Ready. Seconds. Okay, 2840. $128.40. That's the key. $128.40. Here it comes. Balancing that out needs concentration. I need concentration. You shut up right now while I speak to my boy. Almost hit the horses. Oh boy, it's raining right now. It's raining. Yeah, I gotta stop here. If it starts thundering, or if it's nighttime, we have to go back to downtown. Oh boy. I'm getting the feeling that the skies are going to get more dark. It appears as though nightfall is about to occur, which means that I got to get back to downtown now. Time to go back to downtown, folks, so let's do it. Alright. Let's just go to sleep right now in the game. It's 7:31 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Welcome to the stream for those of you just tuning in. My name is Marlon. This is episode 43 of Mushroom City in Minecraft. Right now, I gotta get back to bed because it's raining and it's nighttime right now in the city. Alright, let's go inside. Okay, let me turn on the light on my end. Alright. Nice. Right? Okay, so now let's go back, or rather, let's go to West Axis Avenue and West 100th Street, the western end of the city, where we're gonna get started on creating a western edge, actually. Now you guys are seeing that the frames are dropping in Minecraft because I'm expanding the city. Okay, now we are at the western edge of the city. Let's begin. Okay, so we're here. Now, how far are we going to get to? Well, a line full of dotted concretes is where we need to be. Oh boy. So super tired. There we go. Okay, so we finally made it. Just give it a little bit of this. And let's do the same thing for the south side. Oh, man, I missed my mark. Damn. Okay. Fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. So, yeah, I can smell the Italian food from here, folks. I mean, given that I'm about to have spaghetti with chicken nuggets, and that smell made me hungry. Since the stream ends, yeah, we'll definitely do the weather topic of the day. I hope to make it quick, and then then I'll get to eating. And the next time we'll stream is on Wednesday. Wednesday, same time. Maybe I'll open up to streaming on Thursday, but if not, probably Sunday or next Monday. Because this weekend I'm pretty busy. Bingo. What's his name? My name. No, 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 no. Kids, you had a bad day. You came through a lie. A sick so just turned it around. I don't know if that was Stitch. Yeah. Imagine him singing, Hold on just a minute. Alright, I'm back. Now let's take care of the east side. Yeah, I think I can hear so much background music. So obnoxious. Yeah, the sun is setting in the city right now. Now, where are we going? Well, we gotta go eastbound. Wow, wow, wow. trader. There it is. All right, now time for action. Let's do this. Just need to find the right time. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Go now. Go, 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 go. Okay, now 40, 45, 40. 45, 40. Fuck, come on. Here it comes. 45, 40. It is coming up. That's a long way there. Oh, damn it, I'm zigzagging. Don't want to lose too much of my focus. 45, 40. $45.40. Here it comes. Almost there. Yay! I did it! Okay. Now let's go back. Oh, that was a long way. Wow. Damn. Yeah, it is a long way, folks. Long way. But once we're done with the outer perimeter of the city of Mushroom Kingdom County, I mean, even though it is Mushroom City, but it's a larger metropolis, the greater metropolis part of Mushroom City. Alright, here we are. Northeast 20th Street. Okay. Still got 12 minutes of streaming left. Yep, that's it. That's the southern edge of the city. Now let's start here. Okay, and where are we gonna go? Now, boom, 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 boom. 5140. One whole minute left. Oh boy. Alright, just a few more seconds. And stop. Okay, wow, that's a lot. The sun is rising. That's good. Now let's go back north to find, East 100th Street. Like finding a needle in the haystack, folks. Like finding a needle in the haystack. There it is. Perfect. Yay. Oof, that's a lot. Yeah, we just have a long way to go. We're getting started, folks. We are truly getting started. So get excited. Alright. We got it. All is good. No. Okay. Let's go back. Repeat the same process, but in the south side. There and damn. Damn, I can't believe I let go. I missed my mark. Damn, I missed my mark. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, we're almost there. Just got to finish the outer perimeter markings, and then once we're done with that, we can finally do all the rest and finally get to the part where we can just finally make the entire city. Make subway maps, all that stuff. Excellent. Okay. We did it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Okay. Now that now that we got we got all the markings that surround Mushroom Kingdom County complete. All right. Looks like from now on we're going to be stuck within the boundaries. Whew. Wow, that was a lot of work. Now, what's next, you ask? Well, we're gonna get to it in a moment, folks. I think I can hear background music, folks. Hold on. Oh, so sorry about that, folks. I forgot to unmute the mic but anyway, you guys, that's it. The outer the markings just done. Yeah, I managed to get the outer perimeters of Mushroom Kingdom County completed. Of course, there's the filling part, and as well as building the buildings, as well as building uh, riverbanks and the subway system, train systems, and all that. Well, folks, I gotta tell you, this has been crazy, but at least we made it through all this craziness. But now, it is time to end the stream, but before we get to that, of course, I gotta return back to here. How many tornadoes are there? Tornado warnings, just 2 in Minnesota. One is located, well, 2 of them are located just east of New Ulm, Minnesota. Now let's take a quick look and, just spot anything, folks. But of course, I gotta turn this on. Yeah, I don't know if I can spot a hook echo. Maybe this one. And there is high res, but the most part, I would say, like right around here, like near Nicolette. Where's the debris? Right around here. A bunch of foreign objects in the radar. Let me play the reflectivity radar for you folks just to get a sense of what we're dealing with right now. We're not going to go through the active weather alerts because I've already done that earlier in the stream. And I've also, okay, so from what it looks like, it's looking just a little bit in that direction. Yeah, to the east. All right, folks, I've already did the national weather discussion earlier in the stream. That's been taken care of. But otherwise, I will, well, I'm going to do the weather topic of the day. So let me switch gears for now. Let me find the weather topic of the day for you guys. I mean, sometimes I write it down, other times it comes through my head. All right, the weather topic of the day is, how is lightning hotter than the sun? Actually, okay, so how is lightning hotter than the sun? Lightning can be hotter than the surface of the sun due to its intense, brief heat surge. While the sun's core is extremely hot, the surface temperature is lower and the heat from lightning is more concentrated. Lightning heats the air it passes through to temperatures of 30,000 degrees Celsius or 54,000 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, which is about 5 times hotter than the sun's surface. Yeah, I mean, of course, that is very spot on. Because I know lightning, like it's on Earth, and the sun is hot, but with all that energy and all that concentration, that just makes it much hotter than the sun. All right, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Mushroom City in Minecraft, and it will happen on Wednesday at 6 to 8 p.m. Not tomorrow. I need to take a break, because I got things to do. Anyway, take care, you guys. Stay safe out there. Love y'all. Peace out, everybody. Turn on the notifications after you hit me with a follow on Twitch, and so follow my socials. Thank you, everyone, for your time, for watching the stream. Hope that I'll see you guys next time. And until then, signing out.